Hey guys, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Synthetic Goddess. On this channel, I give strategies and explain strategies that will make you profitable in the financial market. So if you're yet to subscribe to the YouTube channel, kindly do that so that you won't miss out on any video I drop, and ensure to turn on the notification bell. So on this video, in this particular video I am making, I want to explain POI'S. I want to explain POI'S. A lot of people confuse the POI for different things. Like they just pick out any POI, they just pick out any other block or any supply zone that we have in the market, which is very wrong. Like it is totally wrong. You don't just pick out any supply zone or demand zone that we have in the market. You need to know the types of POI that we have, and then the names of the POI that are categorized under the type. So we basically have two types of POI, and that's what I'm going to be explaining in this video. If you want me to drop the next video, which is going to explain the types of POI that we have under the two types of POI, just drop a comment that you want it next. Drop a comment that you want it next if you want me to drop the next video on the types of POI, the categories of POI that we have under the types. So basically we have just two types of POIs. We have two types of POIs, and that is what I am going to be explaining here. Follow me till the end, and if you have any question, drop it in the comment section. If you enjoy this video, drop it in the comment section so that I can know, and then I'm going to be motivated to drop more, and I'll be sure you guys are enjoying the videos. So please drop a comment in the comment section. So here, like I said, I'm going to be explaining the two types of POIs that we have. So basically we have the first POI, which is the primary POI. We have the primary POI. Then the second POI, which is the secondary POI. Secondary POI. We have primary POI, we have secondary POI. So, and then there are categories of POIs, the names of POIs, and the explanation that you need to look out for under these types of POI. So, like I said earlier, if you want me to drop the video next, just drop a comment. Just send a message to the comment section so I can know if I should make that video next. So here, I'll be explaining the primary POIs first. Like I said, you need to know the structure of the market. You need to know the structure of the market. Once you are able to know the structure of the market, then you don't really have much problem. So ensure you know the structure of the market. So basically, we are in a full downtrend on volatility 25 index. We are on a full downtrend here. Checking the 4 hours time frame, yes, we are in a total downtrend, which is very, very obvious. We are in a total downtrend on the volatility 25 1s, okay, not 1s, volatility 25 index. We are on a downtrend. So basically the two types of POIs as displayed in this area, the two types of POI as displayed itself in the area I just marked. So I am going to be explaining it now. So we have a break of structure. I'll be explaining the primary POI first. We have a break of structure here. Now, to know your primary POI, after we had the structure break, when we have the structure break, you look into your structure, and then you find out the first break of structure. You need to look out for where we had the first break of structure on that particular structure. So I'm going to be going to the 1 minute on the 1 hour time frame to look out for the first break of structure in the structure I just marked out. So yes, I have it here. This is my first break of structure. This is my first This is my first break of structure. Now your primary POI lies between from here to here. Your primary POI lies from that particular swing point to where we had the first break of structure, That is where your primary POI lies. So let's just check it. Let's check what the market did. So basically we had a primary zone tested. We had the primary zone tested in this area. You can see the market entered into it and then it reversed back almost immediately. We had a break of structure. Let me explain that again. On the first time frame, you can see the break of structure here clearly. We had the break of structure to the downside. Then I go to my 1 hour time frame so that I can see clearly the first break of structure that we had in the market. So the first break of structure before the normal structure break, that's the change of character. Yes, the first change of character. Then I am going to mark out the change of character from the first swing point to where we had the change of character is where our primary POI lies. From this swing point to where we had this break of structure to where we had the change of structure, that is where our POI lies. And as you can see, the market entered into it and it reversed back almost immediately. So we had a normal primary zone tested. We had our primary zone tested. Now when we talk about secondary zone, we also had our secondary zone display out here. So you mark out the break of structure. And then I will also go to the 1 hour time frame to check out for something. Now for this secondary zone, for this secondary POI, what I am going to look out for is where is my break of structure for a retracement. You need to look out for a change of character for a retracement. You need to look out for your retracement break of structure. Where did the market break structure for a retracement? So basically we had our break of structure for a retracement here. Yes, we had the break of structure for a retracement here. So your secondary POI is going to lie between this swing point and the change of character for a retracement. This is where your POI will be lying on. You mark out the first break of structure for a retracement. Then from the swing point, from this particular swing point to where we had the change of character, that is where we are marking out our secondary point of interest. So basically, when you want to mark out any point of interest, it is basically two. You have to mark out two points of interest. So that you will see how the market reacts on any of it. Now you can see immediately we broke the structure to the downside. After breaking the structure to the downside, we had a secondary point of interest tested. Almost immediately after the break of structure. Now basically where you will see a lot of secondary point of interest being used is when we have distance and momentum. In breaking the market, that is when you are going to see the secondary point of interest being tested clearly. But in this case, we had a break of structure and then the market used the secondary point of interest to create distance. It used it in creating distance, so making us have a new structure. So this is our new structure. This is our new structure based on the fact that we've tested the secondary point of interest. So we are looking out for point of interest at this area. So I am going to be marking out my secondary point of interest. Once I mark out my point of interest, this is my point of interest here. This is my secondary point of interest. I have a secondary point of interest here. I have a primary point of interest. I have it here. I have a primary point of interest here. Yes, this is my primary point of interest based on the fact that I have the first I have the first structure being broken. So I am marking it from the swing point to where I have a change of character. But on the secondary point of interest, I am marking it from the lower swing point to where we have the change of character for a retracement. And as you can see on this particular volatility 25, I did not even know the market used both the secondary and it used the primary. After using the secondary, we went ahead to use the primary point of interest. Again, we used the primary point of interest, and I think the reason we did that is because this secondary point of interest fall into a range structure. It falls into a range structure. We had to use the first POI. We had to use the first POI, which is the secondary point of interest. Then later on, we went ahead to use the primary point of interest as our main POI. So the secondary point of interest only reacted, but we took out different liquidity. So after that, we had the primary point of interest tested, and after that we had a breaking structure to the downside. So we are marking out 2 POI for our structure being broken to the downside. We have the secondary point of interest. This is my secondary point of interest. Here is my secondary point of interest, my first secondary point of interest. I am marking it out that I have seen the first break of structure. You will have to narrow down to 15 minutes time frame to see the first break of structure for this particular structure. For this structure that I am marking out, you have to narrow down to the 15 minutes time frame to see the change of character for a retracement. So let's just see if we can get that. You can see we had our first break of structure. We had our first normal break of structure to the upside here. So the marking was correct. I was correct with my marking. So let's just go to the 4 hour 1 hour time frame, and then we continue. So you can see the market used the secondary point of interest here. We used the first point of interest as secondary point of interest. Then we are going to mark out our primary point of interest again. So from here to this change of character area, that is where we have our primary point of interest. We are waiting for the market to come for our primary point of interest. Unfortunately, the market did not get there. The market did not get to the primary point of interest. So that's our points of interest. Now we have different candles. That we look out for the point of interest on both the secondary point of interest and primary point of interest. We have different candles that we look out for example, the proportional block. We have the SC candle and different types of candles. So if you want me to drop that next, just to drop a comment, then I will know if to make that video next. I'll know if I should make the video next, and then you guys will enjoy. So that's going to be all for this particular POI section. So if you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and drop me a comment so that I can know if you are enjoying the video, and it's going to motivate me more to keep dropping more videos. Have a lovely trading, guys. Bye.